Hi, I'm Dara Stiles. I am currently an elementary school counselor. This is my 9th year as a counselor, and I'm finally finishing my rank 1. So this is my life lesson video. So I was trying really hard to think of things like what's your main life lesson to share with others. So I couldn't come up with one thing, so I came up with several things. Probably the best life lesson I've learned is try not to be a procrastinator. Take it from me, I'm probably the world's worst procrastinator. It adds a lot of stress to my life, which is why these mindfulness classes have been so helpful to help me meditate and get through those very stressful times. So you would think I would learn my lesson by now and that I would not be a procrastinator, but it turns out I am. This is the last day that you can turn in your life lesson video, and that's when I'm doing it. So I would just recommend, if at all possible, plan ahead. If you can get things done ahead of time, do it. I feel like this has been a life struggle of mine, that I know I'm not supposed to procrastinate, and I know that I need to take advantage of time ahead and get things done, but I just always seem to wait to the last second to do things. Good news is I do work good under pressure most of the time, but it does add a lot of unnecessary stress to my world. Another life lesson would be don't sweat the small stuff. I feel like I know a lot of people, they get hung up on like little things and overanalyze what they said and how it may have been interpreted by somebody else. But try not to sweat the small things. Like, let things roll off your back. Don't always assume the worst of everybody else. Like, not everybody's out to get you. I feel like that's another added stressor for a lot of adults and a lot of people, is that you immediately want to think the worst, like, oh my gosh, she was totally being rude to me on purpose, or something like that. But it's important to try to be optimistic and to think positively and try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I think someone else mentioned that in their video, that, don't always assume that it's all about you. Who knows what's going on in the world that you don't know about? Like, if you get poor service at a restaurant or something, you don't know what that person had walked through that day. I think maybe I've developed that characteristic over the years, and especially more so as a counselor, because I feel like I'm constantly giving that same advice to my students. They're upset about the way someone looked at them or the way someone said something to them, and I always try to give them a different perspective of, well, maybe they didn't mean it this way, or maybe this, or maybe that, and try to give them a different perspective on things. And so I feel like that's become a big part of who I am, and it's been a good life lesson for me. And actually, I share that same thought with my parents a lot, because they're the sweetest people in the whole world and would do anything for anybody, but they're also very, very sensitive and get their feelings hurt easily, and often think that people are doing things to be rude to them on purpose and things like that. And so I'm always trying to say, well, maybe they're just having a bad day, or maybe they didn't mean it that way. So that's another really important one. Don't sweat the small stuff, and don't always assume the worst in people. Another one would be kindness always comes back. So I've always experienced that it feels really good to do nice things for other people. It feels good to share kindness, loving kindness with others. Really enjoyed the loving kindness meditations that I've done this semester. We did it last semester in another class, and it kind of spooked me out a little bit. I didn't really love it back then, but I've embraced it a little differently and used it a little differently this semester, and I really, really like it. And I feel like it really has a positive impact on the way you go about your day and the way you interpret others, and the impact you can have and the impact others can have on you. But kindness always seems to come back. Like, even when you feel like you did something nice for someone else and they didn't receive it well, in your opinion, or you feel like they were rude about it, I feel like it always comes back in a positive way on you. Like, something or someone's going to do something kind for you, or something good's going to come around. What goes around comes around, kind of thing. Even with the good and the bad, I feel like. Another one is hard work pays off. It's really hard to get through tough times. It's really hard to get through, these classes. I'm sure most of you are working, full-time workers, or maybe you're a full-time student, and you're also trying to take classes, and you've got all this stress of classes and taking care of your family and taking care of yourself, and it pays off. Just hang in there. Try not to procrastinate, like I said earlier. It will all pay off, and you'll be grateful for it in the end. last one, I know I need to wrap up my time here. Be grateful. Look around, there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's just, I'm grateful I got out of bed today. I'm grateful that I have a home to live in. I'm grateful that I have family. I'm grateful I have friends. I did the gratefulness journal this semester, and it's been awesome because the goal is just to list at least 3 things you're grateful for each day. And so it's been really impactful on me this semester, like just to sit down each day, 3 things I'm grateful for. And sometimes it was just, I'm grateful that I have a job. I'm grateful that my kids are healthy. I'm grateful that the car accident I was in wasn't worse. So there's always something to look around and find something to be grateful for. Like, it's not awesome to be in a car accident, but if everybody can walk away safely and you've got insurance, that's something to be grateful for. So that's it. That's my life lesson. I hope that it helps in some way, and hang in there. We're almost finished with this semester, and good luck to each of you. Thank you.